Time she's getting us going, we're,
You ready to go?
okay, we're gonna go ahead and call a meeting to order. It is Tuesday, March 7th, 2023. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Born and unborn.
We missed that down at the lake. Okay, minutes and reports received and filed.
Yes, we've got the reporters, February 2023 fees, county clerk's February 2023 fees, sheriff's February 2023 fees, and the auditor's February revenue and expenditure report.
Okay. Commissioner Committee liaison reports, upcoming meetings and events.
HBA board meeting this afternoon, Solid Waste Management District board meeting tomorrow afternoon. HBA general membership meeting tomorrow night. Are y'all getting those emails or invites on those? Okay, I'll send it. Chiefs Association meeting Thursday night. Fish fry at Wardsville Friday, and I think St. Martin's, that's on the west side. And then St. Thomas has a country ham and sausage breakfast Sunday, so get your fish and then you can load up on your meat on Sunday. All right, I think that's about it for now.
I have a Parks Advisory Committee meeting today, Forvis ARPA meeting tomorrow, Salute to America tomorrow, and on Thursday, Road and Bridge Advisory Committee meeting, and another ARPA meeting.
God, I don't have much of anything. Today is Ed Gray's birthday, though, so I want to announce that publicly. And Thursday and Friday, I get to go to all my different doctors. Saturday is the St. Patty's Parade at Patty Malone. And I've also got a Sons American Revolution meeting Saturday. That's all I've got. Okay, commission comments. We are going to deviate from our agenda, and we are going for the American Public Works Association Missouri Chapter Awards presentation, and if Bob Gilbert would kind of come up and give us a little history. Yes, and then we will present the awards, and I already had to kiss Eric's ring once, so.
All right, well, thank you all for the opportunity to share and to celebrate. I asked if I could do this because it's not every day, it's actually maybe never in history before, that the American Public Works Association has recognized 3 individuals who serve our community in mid-Missouri, and these are statewide recognitions, and so I just thought it was a special occasion to have 3 people from the state win something that's a statewide award. So I have their photos up there. They're all in the room. Steve Schultz here is with Bartlett & West, one of my coworkers. Britt Smith with the city, I think you all know him. And of course, you know Eric Landwehr, have received some awards. So I'm going to just share a little bit about what those awards are, and we'll congratulate them, maybe take a photo to celebrate their accomplishments. Let me go ahead and just read the award that actually Britt and Steve got, one from the public sector and one from private sector, but it's called the Public Works Leader of the Year. This award seeks to inspire excellence and dedication in public service by recognizing the outstanding career service achievements of individual public works professionals and officials from both the public and private sectors. The primary focus of this award is on career service to the public works profession rather than on any one single event or project. Let me share a little bit of perspective, I guess, from my view of what Steve and Britt have been doing for, again, their careers span more than 20 years here locally, and so, again, I want to share a little bit about that, but I know you have a big agenda, so I'm going to be brief. Start with Steve, one of my coworkers, Steve Schultz, has served as a local leader of APWA as well as the statewide president of APWA's Missouri chapter. One of the things I look back on and think about Steve's contribution over the years is in the gathering of professionals in our field, and whether it be here in local mid-Missouri luncheons and events, training sessions, He also has organized that in the Springfield area, and as well as some of the statewide events. So, these guys, all of them, but Steve has helped to elevate the profession and abilities of people like us in the engineering world that serve in public works. Britt, also with many career achievements, has been with the city since 2003. He's the Operations Division Director there at the city, so 20 years plus at the city. You may know this, but for some of you might not. Britt has served the Missouri Society of Professional Engineers, both locally at our chapter in Jeff City, but also has been the statewide president of MSPE. He also right now, is the president nationally of the National Society of Professional Engineers. So if you haven't been out there, you ought to go on YouTube and look up Britt Smith. So he's got a message that just came out about Engineers Week over the past couple weeks. So he's one of our famous local engineers and has been contributing, again, locally, statewide, and nationally to the profession. So you can see their contributions and the recognition of again, a career in service to the public and in public works. Finally, the third award winner there is Eric Landwehr. Obviously, you guys know him and see his work firsthand. He actually received the D-Squared Award. You got to leave it to engineers to put exponents in the name of awards, right? But I'll share why there's a square there. But the D-Squared Award that Eric received is the highest recognition presented by the Missouri chapter of APWA. It was established in 1992 to recognize individuals who exemplify excellence and dedication in serving the public and the public interest through outstanding achievements and performance in the field of public works. The D-Squared Award was named to commemorate and recognize the services of Mr. Alan B. DeCraft and Mr. Walter Davidson, D-Squared, who both worked untiringly on behalf of APWA, the Missouri chapter, and the goals of the organization. So Eric has received this prestigious award recently from APWA, and I think you guys probably know more about his accomplishments here with the county, but he also, beyond his role every day working for Public Works here, has been a local and state leader, also a president of the Missouri chapter of APWA, like Steve I mentioned before. He and Steve have collaborated for years, literally probably a decade or more on these events locally to advance knowledge in the public works profession and educate our members. One of the things I feel kind of special about this award that Eric is being recognized for is I've been in APWA for 25-ish, something like that, years, a long time, and most of the time I see Eric in the role of congratulating and awarding others in the profession. But this time we get to hand him an award, and I think that's a special occasion for all of us. And again, we just want to congratulate these three gentlemen. Again, this is a very rare occurrence that the three statewide award winners are right here, and so we wanted to take this minute to do that. I also wanted to say this, just in the realm of workforce development and the challenges we all face trying to make sure we have a very professional workforce in both private and public sectors. These guys have been in their jobs and in roles for 20 plus years, serving the same communities, and just a real testament to their dedication and loyalty to us and to the county. So congratulations to them, and I think if you guys would like, I can present them with the plaques. We've got some hardware here, and maybe they can get photos with you.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Eric? I'm gonna back away and let you guys get a picture.
We'll just stand right.
Do it off center.
Sure.
Got one of those.
Congratulations.
Saw the preview from the city last night, so. Yeah, they beat us to a punch. Congratulations. Thank you. Steve, congratulations.
I guess I'd be remiss to not mention some of the winners' family, and also some other engineers from the profession are also here with us today. Mike Teal with Great River and Tom Gradell from Gradell Engineering Services also are here, as well as Eric's family. So great recognition to them. I actually have another slide because we also have another award that we received from APWA as the Project of the Year. I talked to Eric a little bit about this. It's like, let's go ahead and celebrate all the awards. We actually picked up the ACEC, that's the Engineering Companies Association, basically, award last week for this as well. But the Bicentennial Bridge project was named the Project of the Year in the structures category, over $3 million project size here just recently, and so we wanted to celebrate that award as well. One of the things I thought about mentioning, this project was a lot of years in the making, and a lot of people put time and effort into this, as well as donations that built the bridge. And so we're thankful for BJ DeLong and her family and the contributions that they made to make this really get started and happen, as well as many donors, some I recognize in the room, that contributed to this project. I have a stat I just got this week. March of 2022, we installed a counter on the bridge, to count traffic, foot traffic, and basically in just a little over 11 months, there have been 67,000 visits on this bridge into the park. So an amazing achievement, a great benefit for our community, our county, and congrats to the J.C. Parks system and Stacy, what she does to enhance. There's still more development that's happening to make it even better, and so again, another thing to celebrate, I guess, for our community that was also kind of with the same award ceremony. So congrats, and everybody, thank you for your contributions and participation in that as well.
Thank you.
My
Thanks,
celebration.
Bob.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
And congratulations to our winners. And you are welcome to stay for our whole, we have some really interesting, or you may leave, or you may leave. Nobody wants to stay. Bob, thank
Bob,
you.
yep, appreciate it. Yep. It's good to recognize them guys for their services.
Okay, we will go back to our agenda. Bids and contracts, approval and signing of subrecipient agreement with the city of Jefferson.
Okay. Initially, you guys had awarded the city of Jeff $300,000 for the burn, what is it? Hyde Park Training Burn Building Replacement. I think they've approached you guys for an additional amount for that project. So what we did was come up with a subrecipient agreement number 2 to the city for an additional $200,000. They did supply you guys with, I sent you an email of the additional work and/or the work that they were doing and where they're at in the process, and some plans.
Bless you.
So I'd ask you to approve the second subrecipient agreement for ARPA.
Chief Schofield couldn't be here this morning, so he asked me to answer any questions that may come about this if you have.
I don't think I had any questions. I think we each met individually with Chief Schofield, and I think they were working on, trying to get the money and trying to keep the costs down. They didn't get the Taj Mahal, they didn't get the commissioners, they call it the commissioners version of
there was
of it, which was a really nice one. So, and I think I was for going a little bit more from the get-go, because this is going to benefit everybody in the community, because our other fire districts will be able to use the burn center or the burn tower. So I think it's a great benefit to the whole community and where this money should go.
I agree.
Good points. I'll make a motion to sign the subrecipient agreement for the American Rescue Plan, state and local fiscal recovery funds with the city of Jefferson, the additional $200,000 for the Jefferson City Fire Tower Hyde Park project.
What was that you said? Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Too much caffeine this morning. So.
You gotta be one of those.
You'll have to run the tape to see what I said.
Okay, now it's the Jessica show. Bid award of 2023-01 road materials.
All right, so for the bid award for 2023-01 road materials, we had 4 vendors that submitted a response. These are the ones that we recommend to do it to a multi-bid award. So just like we did in the past, so we want to bid this one to the lowest and best bid near the work site with available material.
Okay, yep, I'm good with it.
As am I.
If you guys can pull up the bid tabs, they're all like how we're gonna recommend to do it is all towards the bottom.
Okay. So, you're good?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So on road materials, I'll make a motion to award to the lowest and best bid near the work site with available material.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Bid award of 2023-02 blades.
So this one, we had 3 vendors submit a response, and our recommendation is to award it to the lowest and best bid in each category with available material.
Alrighty, I'm gonna get to that one. That was blades.
Mm-hmm.
It's open up in different windows, some of them are. Okay. On the, I don't have that one yet. Sorry. If you have it, you go.
I can't get it yet either, so go ahead when you.
Okay, there it is in my Excel, sorry. Some open in PDF and, all right, so for the blades, I'd make a motion to award to the lowest and best bid in each category with available material.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, bid awards of 2023-03 mosquito spray.
So this one, we had 2 vendors submit a response, and our recommendation is to award it to the lowest and best bid in each category with available material.
Okay, on the mosquito spray materials, I make a motion to award to the lowest and best bid in each category with available material.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Bid award of 2023-04 vegetation spray.
So with this one, we only had 1 vendor submit a response, so our recommendation is to award it to Nutrien Ag Solutions.
For the vegetation spray materials, make a motion to award to Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Bid award of 2023-05 leased equipment.
So we had 3 vendors submit a response for this one, and our recommendation is to award it to the lowest and best bid in each category with available material.
Alright, so on the leased equipment, make a motion to award to the lowest and best bid in each category with available equipment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Bid award of 2023-06 cold milling and asphalt paving.
So with this one, we only had 1 vendor submit a response, and our recommendation is to award it to Jefferson Asphalt.
For the cold milling and asphalt paving services, make a motion to award to Jefferson Asphalt.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Bid award of 2023-07 sign materials.
We had 3 vendors submit a response for this one, and our recommendation is to award it to the lowest and best bid in each category with available material.
Okay, on the sign materials, I'll make a motion to award to the lowest and best bid with available materials.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Bid award of 2023-08 asphalt materials.
There was 2 vendors that submitted a response, and our recommendation is to award it to the lowest and best bid in each category with available material.
On asphalt materials, I'll make a motion to award to the lowest and best bid in each category with available material.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bid award of 2023-09 pipes.
There were 3 vendors that submitted a response for this one, and our recommendation is to award it to the lowest and best bid in each category with available material.
Okay, so for on the pipes bid, I make a motion to award to the lowest and best bid in each category with available material.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and I think this is supposed to be re-signing of CI Technologies contract. Could be resigning too.
So this
Take it
one-
as re-signing.
This one we ran a sole source on with CI Technologies and signed it just a couple weeks ago. They provide internal affairs and professional standards software for the sheriff's department. We are needing to re-sign the contract. There was a pricing mistake in the first one, and it's gonna increase it by about $10,000. It's still in their budget, and they were okay with it.
Okay, yeah, you got the contract?
Yep.
Oh,
Donuts.
That reminds me, 80s night party next weekend.
sorry for the China Grove there. Okay. Motion to re-sign the CI Technologies contract.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, approval and signing of OFPD lease agreement.
Morning again.
Morning.
So this is the lease agreement with Osage Fire Protection District, covering the permanent EMS facility at their Wardsville location. Several months ago, we approved the long-term lease for 25 years for the amount of $310,000, which is payable fully in advance. Jill has worked with their legal counsel to develop the lease. We're just asking that the lease be signed and executed today. The only other monetary commitment is in line with what our current practice is that we will pay for 50% of the utilities, not to exceed $3,000 per year.
I'm good with it. I'll make a motion to sign the fire station facility lease agreement between Cole County and the Osage Fire Protection District.
Second.
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, approval and signing of proposed contract with Landmark Recovery.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have a proposed contract for Landmark Recovery to provide anger management counseling and parenting classes to youth and families that we serve. Total of fees not to exceed $850 and $3,600 respectively. The contract would end on June 30th, 23 as the expenditures reimbursed by a DOS grant.
I'm good with it.
I'll make a motion to approve and sign the proposed contract with Landmark Recovery.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Signing a vehicle lease agreement.
We lost our lease agreement with the company we had before in Fulton. This was a new one that we're gonna be utilizing in Kansas City. It's within our budget.
Is it maybe under your desk or something? You lost it? Just can't find it?
Let's just move past that.
Yeah, don't look at my desk. Things been moving too fast. Had to slow it down a little bit.
Motion to sign the vehicle lease agreement with Lifestyle Leasing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. Approval and signing of renewal 1 for elevator maintenance and repair services.
This is the first renewal for elevator maintenance and repair services with Otis Elevator. They've agreed to maintain their current pricing. Greg's pleased with their services, and our recommendation is to renew the contract for another year.
Do you have anything to sign? Oh, okay. You can bring it on up. Should've been nice to me last week, Jessica.
She's not used to being on that side of the table. She's used to being on this side.
Yeah, what?
I'm good with it.
I feel bad about it now.
Would you like to discuss this further?
No, well, See if we have some questions for Jessica.
Okay.
No, I don't.
All right.
Thank you, though.
I'll offer a motion to approve and sign Renewal 1 for elevator maintenance and repair services.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, let me put the date on this. I got one done. Okay, that looks like everything. Do we have any unfinished business?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Last agenda, you approved us to push forward with our Zimmer Media Group. There was actually a form I forgot you were supposed to sign, so.
You
Jill's already
forgot?
looked at it.
You forgot?
Well, they didn't give it to me, but yeah, I forgot. I'll take that.
Was it just the terms and conditions?
Yes.
So I'll make a motion to sign the additional documentation for the
Zimmer Media push.
Zimmer Media push, the terms and conditions document.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Now, do we have any other unfinished business? Okay, new business, accounts payable review.
I'd ask for approval of accounts payable pending review. We have one.
How about you do this
Motion
one?
to approve accounts payable upon review.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain?
Okay.
Remind me to go through those.
Next.
Digital real sole source letter.
We're asking, we're asking for sole source, to run a sole source ad for the digital reel. This will take all the microfiche that we have and scan it into an encrypted hard drive, and they'll send it back to us, and we can get rid of the microfiche and the microfiche machines. I don't remember what the total cost is.
It's just approving the
Sole
sole
source.
source today, the
To run
social
the ad.
ad, yeah. So, I'm okay with it.
Motion to approve running the sole source ad letter for digital reel.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, discussion on removal of TikTok from county computers. I talked a little bit with the Western Commissioner at training, and I've been talking with our IT guru, Brian, so all we are asking is that we remove TikTok from our county computers.
So that, so as I went through and I did some research on my own, and as far as I can tell, there's no TikTok apps loaded on any county devices at this time. I also went through and researched our internet usage history, and if there has been any activity on that, it's been very, very low enough where I didn't see it. I do think that right now, currently, the way things are set with government and things like that, that it would be a good idea to go ahead and block that site and keep that off of county devices. You know, it is an information gathering, social media information gathering tool, and honestly, it doesn't really line up with our internet use or computer use policy. So I would say that would be the main reason. It just doesn't line up with, you know, what we would consider acceptable use for county business.
Since there are no TikToks on them at this point, right?
Not that I'm aware of. that's
So
right.
I guess we shouldn't talk about removing it. We should just talk about not allowing it to
Correct.
be installed.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I'm fine with it, yeah. I think that's where everything's going with it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Brian recommended it, so.
Gotta be true.
So what do you need, just a motion to block the
Yeah.
TikTok?
Yeah, just add it to our
Countywide?
Devices, yes.
Okay. I'll make a motion to block the TikTok application on countywide devices.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Additional money for jail build-out.
So you guys, some time ago.
Can you contact- Is Cotton gonna be
On the
here
jail build-out.
for the pretrial salaries?
We're trying to get the drill down on the dates to be a little more efficient. So they've requested an extra $6,900 to be able to do so. I've got a transfer here from contingency to pay for it. I'd ask that you approve the extra $6,900 so we can drill down on a better cost of the actual jail build-out.
Can you say please?
Please.
I don't want to get too picky on this, but this is not money for jail build-out. It's money to study,
It's for the feasibility
the
study.
feasibility study. Okay, so,
Gets us a better idea of where the numbers should be, a little more
Right.
accurate too, so.
that, I mean, the decision has not been made to do a jail
No, that
build-out.
decision, this is just a feasibility study to see where we're at on being able to do so.
Right. So my motion is to authorize the additional money for the jail build-out study.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. And then
Thank you.
we have summoned Judge
You're welcome.
Walker. So do we have anything while we're waiting?
Did you bring that sheet in, Debbie, with them salaries? I talked to Debbie about, it, saw it on the agenda, and that doesn't surprise me that we have something about the salary.
Thank you,
every
ma'am.
week. Every week, since the budget approval.
Well, I will go over some mail I received. Missouri Department of Natural Resources, re-energy saving opportunities. As your county is a past recipient of funds through our energy loan program, we would like to share opportunities. And so this is the EARP. They have audit reimbursement program up to 20,000, and then they have loan program. Where did I see? This includes K through 12 schools, local governments, including hospital districts, sewer districts, water supply districts, zoological parks. If we have any of those. But anyway, I received that from DNR.
So while we're waiting on Judge, Lincoln University's got a thing going too to get some money. It's under retoolyourschool.com, and you don't have to put your email in or anything. You can click on it 100 times while you're sitting there listening to the weather in the morning or the news or whatever. If you're in the doctor's office waiting, just keep clicking on it. Just try to help them get up in the top 5. I think maybe 10 years ago they did this too, and
They were successful. They did real well earlier,
Yeah.
didn't they? When I first looked at it this time, we were way down, and some people were way up. So let's
yeah.
get on the Lincoln bandwagon here.
So, yeah, anybody can get out there and help them out. It's not costing anything. You don't, like I say, you don't have to put your email in there, and you can do it as many times as you want to a day.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So we could do rounds. We could
I
go
give this to-
row your boat this side and this side, or no? No. Okay. Well, while we're waiting, I do want to compliment Brian Boyce at the CCAM. I mean, he's like a god there at CCAM. He was a speaker, and he was, I mean, rubbing elbows with everybody, and just so I was very impressed. I thought he
And his trivia team finished second, right?
Our trivia team got second place, yes.
That's right.
I still think first place was Googling the answers. Eric,
I played trivia with you before, Brian, and it had to have been Harry, I'm
he-
Well, the first category was US presidents, and we knocked that one out of the park.
Here I came into one of the sessions and here he's up there speaking and I'm like, but good job.
You didn't have to drive to the lake for that, though. You could have sat here and talked to him.
But you got,
Yeah, we had to. We can see if we can get that changed, too. Right.
And I think
Make
we've got
everybody
some
go to
other,
the trinket
some
shop
counties
like that,
interested
makes
in kind
Look
of
how
your
much money that's
cooperative.
time.
So,
Brian, you lobbied us to attend a meeting in October,
Yes, the
a
Matco
Matco meeting, and,
October 17th and 18th.
and 17th, is that a Tuesday? Did we decide that was a Tuesday? We
It
made,
is a Tuesday, and that would be difficult for you guys.
right, but
we
we,
can,
that far ahead, we can plan and amend, or adjust our commission meeting.
I think it would probably be worth our while to
That meeting's in
attend.
Kansas City, and it rotates around the state.
Yeah, it does. It'll be in Kansas City this year, and then in 24, it will be in Branson, 25 St. Louis, and then back to Columbia in 26.
Okay.
Maybe if we get a conference center here in town, do it here in
That
town
would
at
be
some
great.
point.
Yeah. I'd say we need to consider changing our
What's the date,
commission
Tom?
date that,
October 17th and 18th.
Still, that's just, don't y'all think about deer season when y'all do that?
Most of the guys that go to that.
you can
park
pick
are-
up the dead on the
Oh,
side of the
yeah, he did
highway.
say you could give me a spot to hunt down there, didn't he?
That's right.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
So what Brian does primarily, he's focused on MACTO, I'm focused on APWA. Organizations like that help us do what we do, and it also helps branch out and create more of a team-like atmosphere amongst other counties and cities across the state. So it's a pretty big deal. Appreciated Brian doing what he did down there for the CCAM. So much so that I might have to join next year for a little bit. So
It was good.
check it out.
It was good.
It definitely opens up our Rolodex to a lot of, I've often found that if I don't have the answer, one of my colleagues in MACTO does, and that makes it nice. I dealt with some flooding in Boone County back in 2019, and I lost about 4 or 5 miles of road, and it was all based on levee districts and LLCs. And I was able to reach out to one of my colleagues, actually in NACE, which is our national association, that's much like APWA, and she was in Nebraska, and she was dealing with the same stuff. She was a county commissioner and the public works director, and she was able to help guide me through some of the strategic parts of building back a road, and who to charge for it. So it's been a huge asset for the counties that I've worked for to have these, people that you can call upon to help you. And the networking is the best part of these conferences, is talk to other people and share experiences.
Well, there's a lot, I would talk to Presiding Commissioner Kip Kendrick, and so we were just talking, I said, well, how do you like it so far? And he said, oh, it's a lot of learning, but he said, my Public Works director said, we need to come down to Cole County and see how it all operates. So I thought, boy, when Boone County is saying they need to come check us out, and I forget what other county, there was another county so I said maybe we can do a little meeting and luncheon or something.
He realizes we stole somebody from up there, right?
Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna double his salary for Matco, what is it?
Talking about salaries again, right?
But his salary's zero, so we can
Harry,
double it. We can double his salary, maybe even triple it. But yeah, I'm came away from there, you got all these people really fooled. And so we'll have Kip come down and,
We got a good team out there at Public Works, and it's not just one person, it's the whole team.
Absolutely.
You take one person away and it doesn't quite function the same, so it takes everybody. And just trying to build upon what we got and keep moving forward. One thing I wasn't in here, but talking about the asphalt, if you notice, the asphalt pickup price is $85. It was $60 last year, $25 increase, so
What was it 15 years ago?
Oh,
oh,
probably 20.
Mhm.
I mean, it's crazy, so that's why we have to continue to work on preservation and keeping our roads, doing everything
Yep.
we can to extend them out, so.
That's one thing that I don't think has ever gone down. I mean, we've seen fluctuations, but that one's just,
Culverts did go down. Metal prices went down, so metal culverts came in cheaper than they were last year, and plastic pipe's actually a little cheaper than it was last year, so that's awesome.
That's from negotiations we had in our hospitality room.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, we were negotiating. Okay, we have Judge Cotton Walker here, so we will go back to our agenda, pretrial services salaries.
Thank you. So I'm here as the representative, if you will, of presiding Judge Beadham. As you all know, when we went through the budget process last fall, we were anticipating but not sure on the timing exactly of a couple of folks retiring. And we have conducted interviews. Thank you, Sheila, who was very helpful and great in that process. As Richard Lee and Butch Shipley are retiring. They are our senior members in that organization, including Richard obviously being the director or chief deputy marshal, whatever his role was. Within that, we did select two candidates, one to replace Richard. Because that was an internal hire, we then had two open positions within the organization. And at any rate, what we're asking, there was a discussion during the budget process that I was not present for. Judge Beadham came over and discussed that with you. And what we have is two folks who are our greatest applicants that we want to hire. They are both coming from probation and parole. And, you know, a little bit of elephant in the room, in last fall's budget process, we did not know that state employees were going to get an 8% or thereabout raise. And maybe that would have factored into the court's request or pretrial's request on where our line items would be for these new positions. They were slotted in the range and in the initial offer of, I believe, $45,000 a year. And what we're asking is for them to be approved. Of course, it'll only be a partial year because they're not starting for till late March or early April. But for the equivalent of $47,000 a year for the two new positions. A couple things. One, overall, the budget outlay will be less than with Richard Lee and Butch were still here because of their years of service. They were being paid higher than any of the positions we're hiring. And two, both of the candidates that we've selected are actually taking a slight pay cut, at least anticipating their 8% raises that they would be effective for them this month. But we think they're the best candidates in moving the program forward, which continues to be a model for pretrial service programs within the state, and consistent with our Supreme Court rules, which require hard looks at pretrial release on all criminal matters. So
you're wanting to go up, so we have a grid for you, for PTS officer 1, 40,000, PTS officer 2, 45. That's the two positions we're talking about, right, Debbie?
Yeah, I think he wanted to bring them both in as a PTS officer too, with their experience that they're bringing.
yeah, one of them has well over 25 years experience in probation and parole, and the other one has recently, I don't remember, half dozen years or so with pretrial. Prior to that, he had service at Missouri State Hospital in Fulton.
Then you want to bring them in at 47 instead of 45.
The only other thing I would add, Jeff, and you're right, the only other thing I would add is I believe those are both less than what we brought in the two employees we hired about 3 years ago. Now, I wasn't engaged in that process either, but I do know that those salaries are still lower than what we hired.
Well, you've got it in the budget, so it's lower than what we had in there.
Yeah.
So there's plenty to do that. I'm gonna grill everybody like I did everything else, because we set this grid up, and I thought we just did this like 2 years ago, and it seems like the marshals and pretrial kind of go back and forth trying to hop over.
A lot has changed in 2 years though, Jeff. It's,
I understand, but if we're doing it for one, then let's do it for everybody. We've talked about this several times, so. And I'm not just picking on the pretrial, I've done this with everybody. You know, are we gonna have it to where we have a officer one, and officer two, and then your marshal and deputy, chief deputy? Are we gonna have all chief deputies at some point? There's, like, we have a grid, we don't follow it, and that's been my argument the whole time about doing a salary study. If we're gonna have the grid and we're not gonna follow it, at some point, you know, you do have to say, no, well, that's the grid. So, and then Sheila, have you gone through and looked at the salaries? I know we've had you pretty busy with the health departments.
That's fine.
Nurses, but if we looked at this too, I mean, it's just, and, you know, the state gave an 8% raise, but we've not ever kept up with the state. Anyway, I think we were very lucky to do the 5% this year, so.
In answer to your question, yes, I did look. The wages are in line with, if you take their years of experience, the wages are in line with other entities that have similar. Of course, our pretrial.
Hold on, the years of experience, I mean, for that position, we don't allow the clerk to hire somebody at a higher rate because they have a master's degree or something. We're basically just saying, look, you're gonna be overqualified for that position. And you can have somebody come into Public Works that's been operating tractors, trucks and stuff for years and years and years.
You're right, but
And
I
so we don't
believe,
let them bring them in as an operator 3 right off the bat.
you're right, but I do believe we just did a raise for another department within the last 30 days because someone had a degree that had not been taken into
How
consideration
did I vote
earlier.
on that one? Okay.
I don't know,
All right,
Jeff, I
I'm just-
apologize.
I probably know.
But in this
So-
situation, we did try very hard to bring these positions in at the 95. We had limited number of candidates. We did a lengthy interview process. We vetted them as best we could. One declined the position because of the starting pay of 47 because of what he will be making
So did they
with the
know
state
what
increase.
it was gonna pay before you interviewed?
No,
them?
when we
No.
made the offer to them, we offered the
So you
45.
You don't advertise what the pay is when you try
We
to-
did not.
See, that's never made sense to me, wrong? We advertise what the pay is, so.
We only got
You don't
5
waste their time, you don't waste your time.
We got 5 viable candidates out of the entire process. So I
two
agree with what
positions.
you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand.
I know, we run into that with the sheriff's office, sometimes even over at, you know, Public Works while I'm doing them, so.
Yes, I
I'm
tried,
gonna go through the same exercise I do on all of these. I just think these are things at budget time that should have been handled, and you can see this coming every time. Take our salaries at the end of budget time and just increase everybody by 2,000, and then we don't have to worry about it at the end of the year, so. Okay, I'm done.
we tried to avoid the ask for the additional, but we are going to lose one of the candidates that had tentatively accepted at the 45. And then they got notice of what their state raise was. This is still less than what their state raise will be.
So are they retired from the state? Are they eligible for retirement from the state?
I
One
can't
one of
answer.
them, we believe. it's
And Judge,
ironic.
you and I kind of talked about this earlier, so,
Yeah.
well, you know, here's a benefit. You retire from the state, come here for 5 years, or however long it takes to get it vetted in both of them, you get another retirement, so the money thing, it just doesn't,
That's
I
fair.
understand everybody wanting as much as they can get.
Of
so.
course.
One of them, we believe, is eligible for retirement, but he didn't actually know the answer 100%,
Right, and that's the whole thing.
frankly, but he's interested. And for the reasons you said, he's interested to start a new
Well, look at the
career
bosses
with the
he's got
county.
over there with the judges, the commissioners, so better bosses.
I am fine with it, because I think, you know, to get 2 people in these times and with the experience they have, I'm fine with it.
Well, sorry.
I'm fine as well, and I might just add this, just to keep stirring the pot here a little bit, is
Well, we got done early, so.
you're right. I'm not so married to the budget that budget said this. Well, you know what the budget said? The budget said we're gonna pay the top guy, what's the number? And the top guy's leaving. There's gonna be a new top guy. We're not paying him that number. So, you know, this adjustment of budget works both ways.
The other thing to save a little bit of money on it, you all had known that we had asked for a little overlap with the retirement, the positions retiring. And we are gonna get a little bit of overlap, but it's gonna be about a week because of the timing and having to get the interviews done and all that. So it's gonna be a hard training week to try to transition there.
At budget time, I'm not budgeting, you know, I'm going by the grid, so if somebody retires, then it should come down, it should be down at that, so thank you
fair.
to you all, not saying, well, he's retiring, we're just gonna give him what the guy that left was getting paid, so thank you.
Yeah.
And on that side, so after I
Yeah.
complained, then good cop, bad cop.
Considering pretrial releases, you know, I mean, we're full at the jail, so I think pretrial
But we've also
releases.
added 2 or 3 people in the last couple of years too, so it's
3 years
It's
ago.
increased
Yeah.
It was
cost.
3 years ago.
It's
Yeah.
a cost to us at what are we saving? Because they do have other programs out there too. So if you, that's a whole different rabbit hole if we want to go down that one,
No,
so,
One rabbit hole at a time.
yeah.
yeah. So, I
And
mean,
now,
it's,
I'm not even sure it takes, I mean, it's going to certainly take salary sheets.
Yeah, it's not
alter-
even a vote or
that-
anything.
So, when that salary sheet comes to me, I'm going to sign it
As
based
will
upon
I.
our discussion.
so do we need to change the grid then?
No.
We need to bury the grid.
We buried it because of their experience. That's it. And he did the right thing, he came and asked.
So why not change the grid? You're just making the change due to the 2,000 of experience and stuff?
Right.
So we're telling everybody else countywide that if they have somebody come in that's got the experience, we can give them 2,000 more than what our grid says.
Our grid is not exactly accurate, and that's why we're asking for a new salary study. I know you don't agree, but this grid is not accurate anyway.
But it's what we have to go on, so if we
Right.
kind of hold something here that we can comply with.
Right.
Judge, you don't have to sit there and listen to this as far as I'm concerned.
I like it.
We've got,
We've got a judge here. He can issue a order here and straighten us out,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, well,
And you had mentioned about using the grid to help with budgeting. That's exactly what we were talking about, a salary study to help with the budgeting process. And if we had all elected officials, you can control your department head, but if you had all
What'd you say,
elected officials
if?
that came
If?
back to you and asked you for
If?
deviance, that would.
sorry, what was that 2-letter word in there? That's a bad word right here.
And that's what a salary study
If.
does. It basically says you can come in between here and state your case. And that's what he did. He stated his case, so.
And we made every attempt to get the candidate on at 45. We've had 4 days of conversations, 3. So we did make the attempt. I appreciate your concerns and your comments, Jeff. We really did try. And at this point, I think we're spinning our wheels and we're going to lose a great candidate.
part of the reason I like being here, and I appreciate you offering to let me go.
We've known for a while, we like to
Is
argue.
I intend to be involved a little bit more next year. I mean, I'm not the presiding judge, so ultimately, he's the one who carries the message over here. In this one, in fact, yesterday, after Sheila and I talked to the candidate one more time, we wanted to get on the agenda. We immediately went to Harry's office, and even in that discussion, I called John and made sure he was on the line, so he was involved, because I also respect the chain of command, if you will. But this coming year, as to that department and any other department that I have a request for, I intend to be more involved. So it's all up front.
You know, sometimes where maybe Cole County's at a disadvantage of competing with the state on some things. But then again, because we are where we are, we get people that come with this fantastic experience.
That's
They're going to
true.
hit the ground running.
That's true, and I had my own law firm for 27 years, and I competed all the time, hiring lawyers and paralegals, for example, with the state, and all that, had to offer appropriate benefits to compete, so I get that, but you also did get people with good experience, so.
The unfortunate thing is with the state changing their retirement system to 90 and out, and even worse, that with this pool that we're pulling from sometimes to get qualified, but have a few more years left that want to work, probably get shorter too. So we're gonna have to do something to compete, but so is the state. There was many years that we got raises that the state didn't too.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I was just adding that part.
Jeff, I think this is a great conversation. I liked it.
My main thing is that every time we talk about somebody else somebody else is listening and they're gonna hear whatever they wanna hear and bring it up here and argue that same thing, that I've got this person coming in that's very experienced, I don't wanna lose this candidate, I need $2,000 more. It's just gonna happen left and right, and so I think if we were really talking about, let's change the grid there to, to make it 47, or do we make something countywide at it? If you are bringing this experience, you do get X amount of dollars more. I mean, there's a whole lot more discussion to be held about it. And I'm not married to the budget, because things do happen. I mean, we have changes quite often. It's just, the salary one is just frustrating countywide, so.
I agree.
All righty.
Thank you.
Whew, I'm tired now.
Shall I make a call now, Judge?
Now you can slip something in there. Wore me out on that one.
Okay.
Not really. Not enough caffeine.
Okay, do we have anything else?
We'll sign it.
Man,
I'll sign it.
Yes.
we'll be good.
Yes. Okay.
Fishing in the same boat
Well,
here.
our next scheduled meeting is March 14th at 9 a.m. I would entertain a motion to stand in recess.
Motion to stand in recess until 4:30 PM.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, you're gone. You never know, there might be one there's too damn many.
No, I check on everybody when it comes to these, so.
And I appreciate the conversation, because it does